Alright, let's dive into something that's got a lot of people talking, and probably a bit stressed right now, the potential WestJet strike. Here's the deal. Flight attendants at Canada's second-largest airline are on the brink of walking off the job, and it could happen as early as Sunday morning. What makes this really interesting is the timing right smack in the middle of one of the busiest summer holiday weekends. Personally, I think this is a classic case of labor tensions boiling over at the worst possible moment, both for the airline and for travelers. But let's break it down and see what's really going on here. First off, the core issue here is pay, specifically what's called ground pay. Flight attendants are arguing that they're essentially working for free for up to 35 hours a month while the plane is still on the ground. Boarding passengers, doing safety sweeps, assisting with delays, all of it is unpaid. From my perspective, this is a huge oversight in the industry. If you take a step back and think about it, these tasks are essential to the job, yet they're not being compensated. It's like asking a waiter to set up the entire restaurant before their shift starts and not paying them for it. What this really suggests is a broader issue in the airline industry, the undervaluing of critical pre-flight work. Now, WestJet's response is that their pay model is standard across North America. Flight attendants are paid by block hours, which start when the plane leaves the gate and end when it arrives at the next gate. But here's where it gets tricky. The airline claims that wages under this system do include compensation for pre-flight work. Personally, I think this is where the disconnect lies. The flight attendants clearly don't feel like they're being fairly compensated, and the fact that 99% of union members voted in favor of a strike mandate tells you just how strongly they feel about it. One thing that immediately stands out is the sheer unanimity of that vote. It's rare to see such overwhelming support for a strike, and it speaks volumes about the frustration within the workforce. So, what does this mean for travelers? Well, if the strike goes ahead, it's going to be chaotic. WestJet has already canceled 81 flights on Saturday as a precautionary measure, and they're offering free cancellations and changes for flights between Thursday and Tuesday. But here's the kicker. If you're impacted by a cancellation or delay, you're entitled to a refund or rebooking under Canadian airline passenger laws. What many people don't realize is that airlines are legally obligated to rebook you on the next available flight, even if it's with a competitor. That's a pretty strong protection for passengers, though it doesn't make the stress of a canceled flight any less frustrating. Now, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about WestJet or even the airline industry. It's part of a bigger trend of labor disputes in essential services. From my perspective, we're seeing more and more workers pushing back against what they see as unfair compensation and working conditions. Whether it's nurses, teachers, or now flight attendants, the message is clear. People are tired of being undervalued. What this really suggests is a broader societal shift toward demanding fair treatment in the workplace. And honestly, I think that's a good thing, though it's going to be messy in the short term. So, where do we go from here? As of now, negotiations are still ongoing, and there's a chance a deal could be reached before the strike deadline on Sunday. But even if it is, the underlying issues aren't going away. Personally, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. If airlines don't start addressing these concerns more seriously, we're going to see more disruptions like this in the future. And for travelers, that means one thing: always have a backup plan. This raises a deeper question, though. How much are we willing to tolerate in the name of convenience? Because at the end of the day, these labor disputes aren't just about wages. They're about dignity and respect in the workplace. And that's something we should all care about. So, what do you think? Are you affected by this potential strike? Or do you have thoughts on the broader issues at play here? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're traveling this weekend, good luck, you're going to need it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insights into the stories that matter.